Hi my pretties, and we're back with the second installment of what I'm calling Twinsies. It's where you have two figures who basically share a mold, so it's kind of hard to do an individual review of one and then the other because you're largely reviewing the same figure, but where each figure is still noteworthy and worth looking at in its own right. And we are looking at Masterpiece's Ironhide, correctly pronounced Aarnhaayd, I believe, and Ratchet. And we're going to start with the Autobots medic, Ratchet, the surly surgeon. Modelled in no small part, I'm sure, on Dr. McCoy. His name actually comes from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, because originally Bob Budiansky wanted Ratchet to be a girly. But Hasbro wouldn't have that. Oh no, not in their franchise aimed at boys, so Ratchet was turned into a guy instead, because, you know, they don't have genders, but they do kind of have genders, and you know, have some people who really don't like it, and it's like, oh my god, it's gender ideology, oh my god, they're just robots, they don't actually have genders. Yeah, but they demonstrably do, though. For starters, in canon, going all the way back to the original cartoon series, and for secondly, look, he's clearly stylized as a guy and uses he and him pronouns, so, you know, pull the other one. He's modelled on the original Ratchet toy, which is a Nissan Cherry vanette, which is kind of a one-piece boxy type thing. In the original toy, the cab and most of the base actually became the robot, and the rest of it became a mobile battle station. Now this guy doesn't do that, and neither does Ironhide. In true keeping to the cartoon styling, all of the van goes into making the robot mode, but they give you a little homage to it here in a sort of battle station-y type doohickey, and it's also a place for you to store most of the weapons. He does come with a ton of little accessories. So what we will do first of all is pull Ratchet back here, and we'll have a look at these accessories. And you've got a bunch of different implements here for Ratchet to be able to wield and carry. So you've got this kind of rocket launcher thing. It doesn't actually launch. It did in the original Takara Diaclone release. Had a little spring-loaded mechanism in there. When released in Western markets, it didn't have that. This doesn't have that either. So it literally just pops in and out there. You've got a little lighting effect to illustrate when he's using like his laser cutter or something to work on one of his comrades. You've got an assortment of wee gadgets and gizmos, so this is the gun that his original toy wielded. It clipped into the underneath of his van mode, his ambulance mode. And we have a wee selection, come on, of little spanners and things. Isn't that nice? And Ratchet can, of course, hold these, wield them, so you can pose him and do what you want. You also have a couple of little bits here that you can fix on where his hands are. So if you flip his hands around, on the reverse side you have a little port, and then you can clip this in. So in true Masterpiece style, this is something he does in like one episode, retracts his hand, and that sort of laser scalpel-y thing comes out, and naturally it's therefore been immortalized here, which is fine, I don't mind. I'm not going to use it myself, it just goes in the back here, making the battle sled look, you know, more interesting. Can't fit that on, too stupid. And you got this one as well. This one at the back actually clips onto the forefront of his wrist. So that's his mobile battle station. Let's put that away and over here, and we'll go back to looking at Ratchet. And here he is. He's a super nice figure. He's the best Ratchet I think we've gotten. There are a couple of tiny issues with it. So on my one, I've had this guy for a few years now. His right arm is actually getting quite loose. So just at the elbow pin there, that doesn't really hold any weight anymore. Which is a shame, but I'm sure that's something I can fix with a little nail polish. I actually bought this guy in, was it Ginza? No, it was Odaiba. We were in Japan, and I went to Odaiba, which is an island out in Tokyo Bay beyond the Rainbow Bridge. And it's basically a massive shopping mall. And yeah, this is where I got this guy from. So he's come all the way from the land of the rising sun. Let's show you the back half. There he is. His bottom. Don't ask. And that's Ratchet. You've got these nice details here. These are actually stickers, and you can choose what kind of detailing you want, because you can have either nothing, you can just have an Autobot symbol, you can just have a cross. It's entirely up to you how you want him styled and designed. I really like that. I think that's neat. In addition to all those other accessories, he also comes with a little cardboard insert you can pop into his chest. Because again, I think that one time in that one episode, he does like a scan of someone and the results show up here. So again, you can recreate that as you choose. I think mine is still in the box somewhere, nice and safe and secure. So yeah, very nice, isn't he? Let's give you a close-up on some of these details. And to start with, we have our lovely ratchety head. He does come with an alternate expression, and the alternate expression pegs into the bottom of his battle sled if you don't want to use it. You just pop this face and the visor out, and then you clip the new one in. Nice and easy peasy. And yeah, that's a lovely face sculpt, very Ratchet. Gruff on the outside, concerned on the inside. Will do anything for his patients and to save life. And we all hear him, I think, in that adorable Don Mezek voice from the original cartoon. His chest, again, with the nice little decal on there. So that's a decal I've applied. And you can see some of the nice details coming through. So we've got the little indicator lights at the bottom, the silver headlights all picked out, a little wing mirror. Wing mirror? What am I talking about? Windscreen wipers. And even blurred behind, you can see the windscreen wiper for his rear window as well. And his nice little ratchety legs. Give you a little spin around there. You can see on the back, you got more details going on. So this is, you can see his rear bumper, a fender to you Americans. So yeah, isn't that nice? Let's compare and contrast him with the mold originator. So Ironhide was actually the first figure that they produced. We can see he is exactly the same design physically, but it's a completely different paint job, and he comes with a few different accessories. Let's pop old Aarnhaayd over there, and we'll have a look at his weapon sled. And you can see here he's got exactly the same weapon as Ratchet did, the one that comes with the original Cherry Vanette toy from originally in the 70s and then released as part of the Transformers in the 80s. He comes with a little radar thing that can go on his forearm because he does that at one point. He's got a little rocket pack that you can attach to his back and some blast effects that you can use with that. He's got a different pair of hands that you can attach. These ones have little holes in the tips of his fingers because at one point he shoots his water gun through his fingers, I think. His weapon is like a multi-purpose gun that fires a range of different liquids, so like liquid nitrogen, glue, water, that sort of thing. He calls it his water gun. And at one point in the cartoon, I think due to an animation misunderstanding, he fires it through his fingers. So yeah, that's that. You can also attach this large missile launcher to his back. These obviously all work with Ratchet as well, and anything you can attach on Ironhide, you can attach on Ratchet, vice versa. Lovely. And I'll give you a little tour around this fellow as well. This, you can see his very nice paint job. And let's talk about his articulation. So, articulation is the same across both figures. The head can look up, can't really look down. Head can spin all the way around. You can turn your arms here all the way up and around like a windmill. You get a little bicep swivel. He can move his arms up about 90 degrees. They can also go back a tiny amount if you want that for some reason. He has all his fingers jointed together, but they do move, so you can close and open his fist. No wristy twisty there, which is nice. When it comes to his midsection, you can spin him just about all the way around there. If you lift up his little skirt, he's got a skirt, like that. You can kick his leg up that far. You can bring his leg back about yay far. And you get 90 degrees of bend there. Bring his skirts back down. Stand him up. When you come down to his little feet here, you can bend inwards. You get a little bit of twist at the toes, but that's mostly due to his transformation. You can point them down a tiny amount and up a tiny amount. You can see it's exactly the same head as Ratchet, but they've done something slightly different with the face. He doesn't have the crest going up on top. And yeah, it's just very nice. He also comes with a spare face that looks like he's yelling out. And you swap it out exactly the same way. The front of the crest and the face just pop out and then the new one pops in. So let's take this guy and turn him into his alternate form. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with his legs, because the legs are nice and easy. So we come to the back, fold up his little heel spur, like that, and like that. We're then going to take each leg and spin it around, and spin it around. So we're spinning that at the knee, not at the hip. And what we can then do is just join them together. Boop. Lovely. And the last thing we're going to do is take his toes, and we're going to snozzle those up round so they're facing inside, like that. Lovely. Let's leave that there for now. We're going to come to his butt. Yes, it is stylized by two wheels. I don't know, it makes sense in Japan, I suppose. Love the Japanese, they're a lovely people. But they do make some weird design choices sometimes. These guys just peg in. Now, I've noticed the sides of his hip, they do actually go in slightly farther than is needful for these bits to peg in there. If that happens, these can be really hard to get out. So if you can't ping these out, give the hip a little wiggle outwards and that'll give you some more room. So we unpeg those, and then this comes out all the way. This comes out all the way. Sarite, sarite. Let's come up to the top here. I'm going to sort his hands out. So, we fold in his fist, and then we open up his forearm, and we fold said fist within. If you wanted to attach any of his little extras, like his water gun attachments and whatever, that's where you do it there. So you just open it up, fold the hand back, clip the attachment on, jobs are good. What we will now do is we will collapse this in a little bit there at the elbow, fold that out, close that up. That's one forearm, all done and dusted. We'll now do exactly the same thing over here. Fold out, fold hands, fold in, fold out, collapse, close. There. So he now looks a little bit, like that. Nice. What we'll now do is we're going to do that, and we're going to do that. He's reaching in the air like you just don't care. Now what we shall do is we're going to unpeg his shoulders so they're on a little latch just here. We'll fold that up. Boop. Put his arm back. Up. Boop. Straighten his head up. And now we'll come to the front of his chest, and that is tabbed in just there. And we go boop, and that all opens up and folds down. What we can now do is we can extract all of his chest section. So by what I mean is we can do this. And that all comes up, round and away, a bit like a concertina. Having done that, we're then going to take this back half, fold that down, fold that back up on its double hinge, to get a bit of grip of it. People have been telling me for years I need to get a grip. And that's that. Nice. You can see it's starting to come together now. Nice, isn't it? So we're going to fold that down, and we're going to fold that down. We're going to fold these up. I could attach the back end in there, but we're going to need a little bit of wiggle room to do like other odds and ends. Let's get cab out of the way. And what we're now going to do is we're going to take that there, and if you look here, this bit is actually a hinge. So, boop. That's going to come out, and then we're going to bring it round. Oops. Like that. Okay? Same thing over here. It's on a little hinge. We open the hinge, and that's going to come round like that. Fold this bit down and in. And fold this bit down and in. Just make sure it clears up at the back. You got a little peg there, so just make sure it clears his tail. That's all looking good. We're getting there. What we will do now is we'll just stretch his legs out a bit and give us some room. We're gonna unfold this panel, and then we're gonna take this bit here and sort of, boop, unlock it. Pull that bit up, and that goes up, round, like that. Same thing over here. Open that up, fill it up, and then we're gonna go boop, boop, boop-a-doop. It's good, eh? Okay, I think we are ready to start bringing this guy together. So let's start flattening these panels out. Flatten, flatten. Nice. His legs, what we're now going to do is we're just going to go boop, and they go up just a tiny amount. And now we can start clipping all this in where it needs to go. Like that. Like that. This little bit is just fighting me here. There we go, that's fixed him. Tabs in, close, close. Take the front out. Squeeze, squeeze. Make sure that all lines up nicely. Give it a good squeeze. We are going to take this bit here at the front and just do that. So the front's now all nice and tidy. And then this goes down, round, like that. In, done, squeezed. Last tiny bit. We're going to come to the back. Out comes the wheel, ready for action. Out comes the wheel, ready for action. And there he is. And if you want to, you can take his two blasters, which are currently residing on his battle sled, and these guys can be stored underneath. Like that. And like this. So I have to give them a little push and they'll clip in. Oh, that one's in. And there you have him. First little detail, he's got a little face at the front. Again, that's a callback to his original toy, which looks absolutely nothing like the Ironhide or Ratchet character. It's just a windscreen and there's a little seat behind it because it was a Diaclone figure, so it was meant to be a piloted mecha. When it was released as part of the Transformers, they just put a little sticker of a robot face over the seat, so that's what that there is in reference to. I think that's lovely, just a nice little detail. Spin him round, you can see the side. Got some nice detail going on in there. We got the silver picked out on the handle there. Come to the back. Little transparent lights. It's little things like that that are just sweet. Little exhaust pipe. And there you have him. And here he is with his mold mate Ratchet. Ratchet is exactly the same. He just has, being a medical man, a little squidgy siren alert light thing that comes out the top. And that's him. I love these two guys. I think they're a really, really nice mold. Yeah, no notes. I'm really quite happy with that. A couple of issues with the joints on my Ratchet aside, I heartily recommend them. You can actually get them on eBay for not too very much because they were made in quite a large number, and yeah, go for it. If you've not got one, nab one. What do you think? You got any issues with these figures? Or you think there are any that are better? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.